Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So happy Friday. Today, let's talk about Bitcoin. A massive move is coming, but is it to the upside or the downside? We do have a little bit more FUD to talk about. All right, let's do it. Welcome, guys. Like I said, happy Friday. We'll keep it light and loose today. Have a good Q&A. But before we get to that, Bitcoin is coming back up again. A little bit. Little movement. Overall, though, we are just going sideways. We haven't seen a big move yet. But is one right around the corner? Well, let's look at it. What's happening today? Well, U.S. market is opening up about mixed. We did get a little bit more reading, I guess. PPI, which is a measure of inflation. This is measuring wholesale prices rather than consumer prices. And unfortunately, it went the opposite way. It went up instead of down. Okay, so that's a problem. This is a problem, right? We wanted both to be heading downwards, but now this is showing that wholesale prices are going up, consumer prices going down. There's a mismatch there, right? Maybe the guy in charge of the wholesale numbers didn't get the memo that the numbers are supposed to go down, not up. So unfortunately, this makes it a little bit more confusing for Fed Chair Powell. So now the prediction for a rate cut this month has gone down a little bit by a few percentage points, down to 6.7%. So at this point in time, it does not look like we will get a rate cut this month. Maybe between now and then, there's still a few more weeks of economic data, but unless data comes out and shows that the U.S. economy is crumbling and about to head into recession, there's probably nothing that will drive this higher in terms of a rate cut this month. So we will just have to wait until September. Okay, unfortunately, this is actually kind of surprising. I thought at least it would just come in even, not showing that it would go up, even though this makes more sense. But regardless, so not good news. Okay, on to some good news. German government sold another 200 million since last night. So now they're getting really close to hitting zero. 354 million. That sounds like a whole lot, but they've been dumping 200, 300, $1 billion at a time now. So today could be the last day. Could be the last day until they run to zero, and that's it. And then we don't have to worry about Germany anymore. And that would be absolutely fantastic, right? But here's the thing. German government, for whatever reason, I think they just don't understand Bitcoin. It's kind of like other countries that have sold precious metals before. Here's a good example. The UK decided that gold was not worth holding. And within 3 years, they sold almost all their gold between 1999 and 2002. And guess what? Gold went up 600% after that sale. It's kind of like that right now. Germany doesn't seem to think that holding Bitcoin is a good idea. So they're dumping the $3 billion worth. You know what? Shortly afterwards, they're going to realize that, hey, that $3 billion could have been 30 billion or 300 billion. Okay? But they just don't see it that way. You know what? That's going to be a big mistake that they're going to regret down the road. But the good news is they are about done selling. Okay? So that's one less seller to worry about. Unfortunately, though, there is a new seller that has been identified. So Wu Blockchain is now looking at an address marked as Genesis Trading. Okay, Genesis Trading is bankrupt. They were a sister company of DCG, okay, and sister company of Grayscale, right? And they're looking at their wallet. Well, at least Arkham is. They have about 2.3 billion, and they're starting to unload a little bit. Okay, you could see some of these deposits are going into Coinbase. But here's the thing, though. It's kind of weird because Genesis Trading, I mean, obviously they went under because, for a couple years ago, and they're supposed to be repaying the creditors, but I don't know. The case is kind of weird, and we already thought that this has happened. And why didn't they sell more already, right? So I don't know. I think we need to get more of a lowdown of what's going on. I don't know if we'll ever get that, but this has been identified that they are starting to sell off some of their crypto right now. So when Germany is over, do we have to wait for Genesis to unload $2.3 billion worth of crypto? Maybe. And 1.9 billion of that is Bitcoin, and 360 million of ETH, and everything else is pretty little, right? So majority of that is in Bitcoin. So does that mean we got more waiting? Yeah, but maybe. But like what happened with Germany, okay? We got through it. They had $3 billion plus. Now they're down to 300 million. Yeah, we went down a little bit, but now the market is eating it up. Okay, so we have to wait a little bit longer for Genesis to dump their $2 billion. So be it. It's not the end of Bitcoin. It's certainly not the end of the world, because we know on the flip side, there are a lot of big entities that are buying up. Okay, they are definitely, we can measure it, and I'll show you. I'll show you exactly what we're talking about, right? Or what I'm talking about. So this may be a new FUD point. That sounds weird, new FUD point. Yeah, but we will get through it, just like we get through everything else, okay? So even though right now the fear level is extreme fear, okay, it should not be the case, okay? Because we're even at our current today level at 57,600 right now. It is not at 15,000. The last time we had extreme fear was when Bitcoin had 16,000. There's a big difference. We're 4 times higher than 16,000, right? So this to me makes no sense. Sure, you could be fearful, but it's certainly not as fearful as Bitcoin dropping to 16,000. That makes no sense to me, right? Know that, yes, even though we have Germany, we have Mt. Gox, now we have Genesis possibly selling, we have buyers too, right? So yesterday, it's been confirmed, we have plus 79 million inflow into the ETFs. BlackRock did end up buying a decent amount, but overall, the net for the week, the net inflow is closing in to close to $1 billion. Okay, that doesn't include today, but today I'm expecting kind of the same, right? So again, when you have, on the opposite side, when you have the big whales and the institutions and the smart retail investors buying up, that's why we get through these scary times. That's why when there is volatility and there are dips, why does Bitcoin continue to move forward? It finds a bottom, it moves forward, and then we make a new high, and then none of us remembers what happens before. It's because the smart money, they continue to load up. That's why, right? So ETFs are definitely loading up. That's just in the US and Hong Kong. Not a whole lot of people are paying attention to Hong Kong ETFs, but they are also loading up. They purchased 425 Bitcoins this week alone. So they have hundreds of millions of Bitcoin in their funds too, around the world. I don't even know the numbers from Australia. But there are certainly a lot of people and institutions that are loading up right now. Look at this headline. Institutional investors add 100,000 Bitcoin, not dollars worth of Bitcoin, 100,000 Bitcoin in a single week. So like I said, even though they're selling, there's also buying. Okay, so you got to follow what these big boys are doing. You got to realize that they see something. They see this as a golden opportunity to load up before the next leg up, right? And there's a major prediction of when that's coming. But yeah, 100,000 Bitcoin being picked up in a single week, guys. You do the math. That's billions and billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. Okay. The right time to be loading up means we have this artificial, kind of like this artificial dip due to Germany. Now, what can we expect, right? After this dip, after we start moving? Well, there are a lot of levels to look forward to. Okay, this is one that shows where we are in the cycle and how previous cycles went or ended up. Okay, and you could see that according to this, we have barely entered the bull run. And this is what I refer to as the parabolic bull run. Okay, so I don't even know. I don't even know if we actually started. Traditionally speaking, I would say we start right after elections. Okay, because Bitcoin's halving event just happens to occur on every single election year. So, bottom line, you look at what's happened before and what's going to happen now. Are you going to get out of the market right now? Are you going to get feared out of the market before it goes on a 500%, 600%, 700% rise? That would be silly. That would be very, very silly. So this person is predicting that Bitcoin will hit $330,000 by the end of the cycle, a 450% rise from our current level. And he's not alone. Stock Money Lizard's also looking at our current trajectory versus previous cycles and how they hit the top of the channel. And if we do the same thing, guess where Bitcoin's going to be heading, right? Between $200,000 and $300,000. This is reality. This could actually happen next year, although it seems unlikely now. Every single cycle, it seems unlikely. Every single cycle. You look at the last cycle, I remember it vividly, and I think a lot of you guys do too. When Bitcoin fell down to 3,800 back in 2020, did anyone out there believe that it could have hit $69,000, okay, just a year later? Just think about that for a second. March of 2020, you could see it in the middle there, where that big dip. March of 2020, Bitcoin hit $3,800. And at that point, I was also streaming, telling you guys to stay strong, that we will recover. We'll probably see a V-shaped recovery, and we're going to break through our previous high. And our previous high at the time was 20,000. I can't possibly, I don't know, like, it was just so fearful. I can't possibly, at that time, I couldn't possibly convince anyone to believe that that was going to happen. Like, seriously, no one I remember at that time believed it, that we will even hit 20,000 by the end of the cycle in 2021 because of how fearful it was. But not only did we break 20,000, we just kept going, right? We ended up at $69,000 from a low of $3,800. So do the math, right? It's the same thing. Beginning in 2023, when Bitcoin hit $15,000, people said, we'll never break through that 69,000. We'll never do it. Okay, just forget about it. But we did. We did. And now, there are a lot of predictions that say we're going to break six figures. And we're not only that, we're going to go to 200, 300,000. And a lot of you guys are sitting there like, you're just making shit up. That's not going to happen. There's no way Bitcoin's even going to break above 100,000. And if it does, there's no way it's going to go to 200,000, 300,000. I'm telling you, every single cycle, people get surprised by how massive the moves are. FOMO is real. When it kicks in, FOMO overtakes everything. It really does. People do irrational things. And they just go all in at top. That's usually what happens. Okay, so that is Something to look forward to, guys. Something to look forward to. Now, short term. Short term, this is looking a lot like Wyckoff reaccumulation or Wyckoff accumulation. If you look at the pattern, it looks almost identical, right? So again, this goes back to what some people have been saying. Why Germany? Why Mt. Gox? Why everything all around the same time? The US government, right? Could it just be a ploy to get you out in the market so that BlackRock can continue to load up? It could be. Wyckoff accumulation, the whole point of that is to drive out the small fish so that the big whales can accumulate more. That's why it was created. That's why it was invented. That's why there's a name. Because the guy who identified it, he used to be one of those whales. So, that there's definitely a possibility there, right? There might be some collusion to drive Bitcoin down as much as possible one last time before it breaks through its previous high, right? I mean, if you look at it, the pattern looks identical. But once we start moving and once we move past that previous high, that's when the parabolic phase really starts. And you know when that's going to start? You may be wondering. Well, according to JP Morgan, they expect it next month. We're about halfway through this month, guys. After this weekend, we're halfway through. Time is flying by really, really quickly. So JP Morgan has been saying that the recovery is going to start in August. Maybe they know about this. Maybe they got filled in on the plans and the analysts decided to, sure, I don't know. But things are going to get better. And when they do, we will recover up really quickly. Those massive short contracts, the leverage shorts on Bitcoin and entire crypto market cap, I don't even know the official numbers, but there's billions, tens of billions now. Okay, just to get back to 73,000, I bet there's like 20 billion plus at this point. So when we do start moving, there will be massive short squeezes that will definitely drive us higher. So it's got to stay strong. You got to stay focused. That's it. That's really it. Last two things. I saw this, of course, Ethereum ETF, still a lot of buzz about it. Can be happening this month or maybe in August or right before August, right? Ethereum ETF inflows could hit $10 billion, sending ETH to new highs. I know a lot of ETH holders are looking forward to that event, and it could possibly be the case. And then this one right here, crypto holders predicted to triple by 2026, right? Again, FOMO, right? FOMO is going to cause a lot of people to come in, maybe even at the wrong time because they're going to come in at the top. But when FOMO hits, that's when things get crazy. You could even look at 2021 charts. All the movement for alts came in within like the last 6 months of the year. The first 3.5 years of the cycle, no movement. The last 6 months is when they blew up. So this cycle, we started early. A lot of the alts are still quite high, but just wait until you see what happens in 2025 when those alts start going up 10x, 20x within months, and Bitcoin being at 200, 300,000 by the end of it. It's going to be absolutely amazing. All right. That's pretty much it. Bitcoin is coming up again. That's good. U.S. market, let's see. U.S. market is doing well today. Nvidia is coming up. Yesterday it sold off crazy. I don't know why. Yesterday was just a weird day. I said that in my pool video yesterday. Nvidia, Tesla sold off. MicroStrategy, they had a good day yesterday. Little red today. Coinbase is up. Yesterday is just like a weird day where everything sold off. Even today with PPI numbers coming up hotter than expected, the market's doing well. Little weird. All right, let's do some Q&A. Okay, so I had a poll running because people always want to know, how old are you? 14% people in the live chat is between 20 and 30%. Majority of you, 32%, is between 30 and 40. That's a good age range. 28% is between 40 and 50, and 26% of you guys are 50 plus. So most of you guys are on the older side. So basically over 60% of you guys watching are between 30 and 50. Yeah. All right, let's see if I missed anything here. Going through. I don't think I missed anything. No super chats. If Charles Hoskinson was part of the the poll, he would be right in the middle too. Although he looks like he should be 50 plus, but he's not. Ian says, been watching a long time, many up and downs. This time feels very strange, but DCA never fails. That's right. Even on Wednesday when I didn't show my DCA portfolio, it's down from its previous high, but still up 44%. DCA never really fails. People just don't realize it, but you just DCA slowly, it works. Dakota says, would you say the opportunity is to buy now or BTC could dip lower? No one truly knows what's going to happen today or tomorrow or next week. You can only make predictions about the future, or you can speculate about the future. And based on past history, I know Bitcoin next year will be a lot higher than right now. Okay, so that's what I'm going to say to you. All right, you guys here, since you guys love polls, then I'll let you guys. How? Let's see. I used to look very young, but I don't anymore, which is sad. Yeah, I'll make this a closer. I guess it'll be the same age group. In case people want to guess. I sold all my crypto. I can't take it anymore. Tony, I think you're joking. If you're not, don't be like Germany. Hey, XRP's having a good day today, up about 4%. It's good for them. Not a lot of big movers today. Can we check the full moon chart? Where's the full moon chart? It doesn't tell you what's coming up. So we had this. Next is half moon and then full moon. Half moon, I don't know. Half moon doesn't really have anything significant. Full moons usually have something significant happen. Pizza versus burger. Oh, that would be a good one. Hot dog versus burger. That was no competition. Yeah, see, most of you guys guessed it. Most of you guys are guessing it. 53% says I'm between 40 and 50. That's about right. But it's not fair because a lot of you guys know, like I share, like I've shared before how old I was, and I shared like my experiences. So it makes it easy to guess. But at least 32% of you guys think I'm between 30 and 40, so that's good. Do men actually care about how old they look? Oh, I think they do, Josh. I think you don't yet, but you will. Oh man, this is not how I expected it to go. Pizza is leading 55%, 46% burger. Man, when I did hot dog versus burger, it was like 85% burger. Man. Whoa. Germany just sold off another 100 something million. Yeah, they just unloaded. Wow. They just unloaded like another 100 plus million right there. They're almost done. Almost no more. I can't believe that many people like pizza over burgers. Evan says I'm up to 1.07 Bitcoin. Congratulations, you're a whole coiner. That is absolutely fantastic. Good job. Man. What's a more popular food than pizza? Man, how pizza might be the most popular food on the planet. What about fried chicken? I think fried chicken would be good. This makes it a little bit harder. I'll go put tacos in there, but I can only do four items in the poll. At least I'm talking about food and not cars, because a lot of you guys just do not care about cars. But everyone cares about food, since most of you guys are older anyway, so you know you love food. Food is one of the most enjoyable things in life. While we watch Bitcoin chart go up. Good day today so far. Man, pizza is still winning. 38% to pizza, 26% burgers. Chicken wings or fried chicken only 24%, pasta 12%. Man, pizza's too dominant. Too many people love pizza. All right, here. Okay, I'm gonna make it harder for you guys to vote now. Favorite food. I can't add Italian because then they'll win again. What's another food group? Here, how about this? Favorite ethnic food. I removed Italian because I think too many people vote Italian just for pizza. Josh, I'm gonna put a poll up about that. About, yeah, you'll see. Man, Mexican food is leading. 48%, Chinese food 44%, French and German, not a whole lot. You know, the funny thing is, I don't know if it's still the case. I was in Taiwan like 10 years ago. And in most Asian places, I think, and I'll find out about Singapore later this year when I go. But, you know, Asia is just like, you know, it's kind of like everywhere else. There's Asian food, obviously, but there's a lot of Western foods too, right? Like you'll see pizza and burgers and whatever. You see all kinds of food. But when I was in Taiwan, there was zero Mexican food, like not one. I don't know if that's changed. And I don't know about Singapore, but like Mexican food is just not that popular in Asia. But again, that was a decade ago, so maybe things have changed. All right, so based on this poll, I think Mexican food is going to win, but it's pretty close. Chinese food is second. German food is underrated. I don't know. I don't know what's another good poll. Let's do one that relates to crypto. How much have you invested? Oh, this will be a good one. Let's see. All right, let's see. This will be interesting. What is it called when a Mexican restaurant has pizza order? Why don't I like Cosmos? It's not that I don't like them. They're layer zero, but they all the L1s being created within Cosmos does not help Cosmos at all. Um, Even though there's IBC interoperability, but still, it doesn't. Those chains do not need to use Atom at all, and it just doesn't help it. And Cosmos also has very high inflation rate, so because of that, it's not helping its price. Yeah, it looks like the token unlocks are done though. Wow, look at that. 40% of the people in here have invested more than $50,000 in crypto. That's actually that's actually more than I expected. Well, I guess it kind of makes sense because most of you guys in your 30s and 40s and 50s, so you have some money, you believe in it. So that kind of makes sense. There should have been a multi-million dollar category, but I can't. First of all, I can only have four options. I actually honestly thought that a lot more people would have lower amounts invested. I thought like 5 to 20,000 or under 5,000 would be higher than expected, but guess not. Can I edit these? Yeah, all right. Here. Okay, this will be more telling, I guess. Again, I can only have 4 categories. I can't have crazy. I can't break it down that much. Grid Iran. Do you think Aether can become the next render? It was very hyped up during the pre-sale. Everyone was trying to get me to buy it. Supposedly all the KOLs were in it. It's supposed to have more GPUs than render and this and that. I don't know if that's the case. You know, a lot of these are just very hyped up, and I can't tell if it really has potential yet. 264, they're definitely not doing that well. I forgot the pre-sale was, I think it was around this price. So basically no one made any money on this. And only 9% of circuit supply is out. So they're actually already at 2.9 billion fully diluted market cap. They have potential for sure. But they're not even on the big exchanges yet. Maybe. Now this poll doesn't make sense. 50% is under 50,000, when in my previous poll, 40+% said above 50,000. So this definitely does not make sense. Well, now it's 52% under 50K. Yeah, you guys are getting too technical with the questions. All right. I don't know what to say.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larson.
Okay, here's a crypto related one. Oops, sorry, I didn't see that. I showed that because of the poll, because XRP is a category. Fun times on a Friday. Man, XRP and ADA tied neck and neck, 15%. No one likes ICP. XRP guys just as strong as Cardano guys. Max is asking if ICP hits all-time high, will you like them again? Probably not. No. No. Did you see the Stacks news about SEC Nakamoto upgrade? Yeah, those are old news. Old news. Oh, now ADA is pulling ahead. Oh, I got something. I got something good that I saw a short about this. This will be interesting.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larson.
Oh shoot, I don't know what. Sorry, I don't even pay attention to that when I'm typing my poll here. Oh shoot, it won't work. It's too long or something. Man, how many I can't. I have a limitation on what I can make the options. There we go. Okay. I saw that asked in a TikTok, so I think I know the reality, but I'm curious to see what you guys vote on. It's for both. It could be for men and women. Well, Bitcoin's coming up while we're having some fun with polls. Wow, that's actually a lot closer than I expected. Man, that's actually much closer than expected. I thought it'd be like 15% to 85% or something. $40 to $60, wow. Beer fixes. Okay. I think that's it. I don't know what else to ask. Let's just say that's a lot closer than I expected. Now it's 41.59%. All right, guys. I think that's it. Happy Friday. Bitcoin is doing a little better. Almost 58,000. We got some more FUD, but we also got some good news. Germany is almost done selling. Even during this stream, they sold another 100 million. So that's good. They're almost done. Genesis, unfortunately, though, may be selling, but I think we need to get more information on Genesis, whether they're truly going to try to dump all $2.3 billion worth of crypto. Maybe, maybe not. But even if they do, you know what? It doesn't matter. We'll get through it. ETFs are buying. Okay, retail investors are buying. The smart money, big money are buying. So we'll get through it. It's just a matter of time. All right, guys. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Have a good Friday. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.